Hey guys, I'm here for a quick tutorial on how to make the superhero Bitmoji costumes. Um, Let me just start with, I do things a little weird. I do it how it works for me, so there's probably easier ways to do things. This is just what I've done. So if you've got other things that you do, that's awesome. So the first thing you have to do is in your app or wherever you dress your Bitmoji, you have to create base layers. So I'm gonna do a Supergirl, Superman Bitmoji. So you can see I've done just red pants, red boots, and a blue shirt for the base layers. Then you can come into, I'm in Google Slides, standard page size, haven't changed anything. You're gonna use your Bitmoji add-in here, and then I always search for pose. You can see my common ones are there to find the pose that I want. Those are most of your full body things. So for the Superman, I did use the hands up, so I'm just going to drag her over. I like to resize them to have them a little bit larger to work with, so I just drag to here. Okay, so you can see in my Supergirl here, she's got the chest plate and the cape and the belt that was added on. This one had a skirt. Some people prefer the pants. So I always have to Google search for my accessories, and you got to play with some of them. So I come over to Google, and I'm just going to start with the chest plate. So Superman logo is what I would look for. And then I go to my images, and I just try to find the most simple one with a white background. So like for this one, I can use this. And I work on a Mac, so I'm going to copy this image, and I bring everything into Pages. You can see my hot mess here. So I'm going to paste that image, and I need to take out the background. Some of you use remove background, that's fine. However you remove the background. But in on a Mac in Pages, it's image over here in the format, and then instant alpha. And you just click on the white space that you want removed. And now I'm copying that image back, and I'm going to come back here. So now I'm going to paste it in there. And when I do it, I just have to resize it to get it to fit appropriately on my Bitmoji. This is the part where we got to play a little bit. And so we have our logo. So the next thing I'm going to do is the belt. It's really simple. So I'm going to come in my Google search, yellow belt. My images, and sometimes you got to filter through, like I said, to find something that works. I actually saw up here the women's was where I went, and then I just pulled out this belt. So same thing, I'm going to copy the image. I've got to remove that white space, so I'm going to paste it, instant alpha, and you just drag a little bit to make sure it gets all that white out, and then I'm done. So now I can copy that. I'm going to come back. I'm going to resize it to fit. And what I was trying to do originally was cover up that seam of the shirt. So you can see it's kind of low on me, but I felt it looked a little bit better than the black line. All right, so now we have our Superman, Supergirl thing, and the cape. The cape was the hardest part for me, so I'm going to look up red cape. And this was the image that I used here. You can see there are different capes, but I'm going to copy that. Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually the one that I used, red cape here. And so I'm going to copy, come back to my very strange method of doing things. And I only needed the one cape, so I went ahead and cropped this picture down to the red cape only. And then we've got to instant alpha the background out. And for this one, I'm going to click done. I'm going to go ahead, copy it, and then come into my superhero costume. All right, so here's where things get a little tricky. This one has to go behind me so that we get that full effect. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can click arrange here and then order send to back, I go ahead and do my keyboard shortcut. So I just go ahead and get that all the way into the back, and then I can kind of arrange where I want it. So you can see now it looks like that. Well, we wanted the part that drapes over your shoulders. You can see in my girl here. So I came back into Pages and I actually cropped just the shoulder part. And now I'm going to Instant Alpha and I'm going to take out this red here. I'm going to take out the inside red of my cape here and then done. And you can see I'm kind of left with, oops, just a small sliver of my cape. Let me go ahead and just crop it down a little bit. So now I can copy that. I'm going to come back here and in my thing, now I can kind of play with this until it looks just about right. It's a little bit big. So you can see it's not perfect by any means, but you just kind of play and tweak with some things, and then there's your Bitmoji superhero. So same thing with all these guys. The Batgirl was actually a black cape overlaid with a yellow cape, the same belt that you can see the Batman logo, and then the bat face. Same thing with the Flash. Thor, lots of different things just added into those base layers. So that's really the most important part is get your base layers and then add on. So if we're looking at this cave woman, there are 3 different parts. Oops, center. So I just put those over and then I just kind of covered and played with the arrangement until it looked reasonable. Again, these are not perfect, but it adds a little flair to your Bitmoji. So hopefully that helps.